What is up, everyone? Tony here, and at long last, here we are. This is Cyberpunk 2077, this is Night City, and this is me riding a bike at night while it's raining with ray tracing turned on. This is all I ever wanted to do, and it is so beautiful. Look at this. Oh yeah. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever wanted to do. And man, visually, does this game not disappoint. Look how gorgeous this is. This is so satisfying. So very satisfying. Of course, I have the red hair. I have honestly a pretty basic look so far. I'm only about maybe 12, 13 hours into the game with this save specifically. I actually made a save while it was pouring rain like this because I knew I was going to make a video and I needed easy and quick access to, a rainy night because this is when all the goodness was going to happen. But yeah, this is something. I gave my guy, my V, some red hair to make him look, not super normal, even though he's just wearing like a bomber jacket and like joggers and some Air Jordans, which is pure 2020 fashion, but nonetheless, I wanted to just make a quick video about just me kind of messing around with my maxed out settings. So I'm currently playing the game with all ray tracing turned way up. So we could just jump into the menu here, which is on this button. And basically going into the game, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to sacrifice any visual quality when playing the game. So what that meant was I was going to have to probably lower the resolution or lower the frame rate or maybe even mess with those DLSS settings to get, the effect that I wanted. So this is what I ended up with. As you can see, everything is turned up to the max in this menu here. A couple of options even include Psycho, which is above Ultra. Some of them only go up to high. But most importantly, I think, is right here. It's ray tracing. Everything's on. And ray trace lighting is turned up to Psycho, which is apparently just like a super, super expensive setting that like isn't even meant to be used. But yeah, I turned it on. By the way, I have a RTX 3090, a i9 9900K CPU. I'm on 64 gigs of RAM, and I'm running the game off an NVMe SSD. So I'll put my specs in the video description there for you to take a look at. But obviously, it's a pretty powerful rig I got here. And my first I can go back to the game as I talk about this. My first plan, obviously, was to play, at like 4K, 60 frames per second. But that quickly became impossible. Even messing with those DLSS settings, it just wasn't. With all this stuff turned on, it's just not going to happen. I don't think there's any PC out there that could really run those settings. So that's just kind of like in the future, maybe, But for now, I ended up settling on 1440p and 30 frames per second. Oh god, people are calling me. Sorry about that. I'm going to edit that out just because I didn't want to do any, spoilers for this video or just any story stuff whatsoever. As you can see, I'm just kind of like free roam messing around here. But as I was saying, I ended up settling on 1440p at 30 frames per second. I cannot get a playable 60 with the visual settings I wanted. It just wasn't going to happen. So I ended up settling on 30 FPS. And honestly, I find it totally playable. Like, obviously, anyone would prefer 60 frames per second. But I'm playing at 30. All the marketing of the game has been at 30 frames per second. And honestly, I think it's totally playable, and I've been having a lot of fun playing it at 30 FPS. It's not a problem. So that was kind of the sacrifice I had to make to get it running with all these visual settings on. And I think it's worth it. For my first playthrough, being able to play clearly next gen visuals. You know, this feels like a next gen game as I'm playing it. It definitely hangs with your Spider-Man Miles Morales and your Red Dead Redemption 2s of the world, and your, you know, Last of Us Part 2 as like a very, very, very top of the line, best looking video game ever made level game with all those settings on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It looks so gorgeous. So as we continue through the gorgeous rain here, I mean, this is just, you don't know how long I've wanted to do this. By the way, when you slam the brakes on a bike, when you're going at a fast speed, let me see if I can get that again. He does like a really snappy stop and turn, which is kind of reminds me of like the way the horse could move if you upgraded in Red Dead. It's really nice. The driving controls in this game, again, I'm so used to like GTA 5. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, cinematography. I'm so used to GTA 5 controls that anything that's even slightly different is gonna throw me off. But I've been able to get pretty used to this game fairly quickly. I like the controls are a little more floaty than like the arcadey style of GTA, but I don't mind it at all. But yeah, hopefully you're getting a nice look here at just how gorgeous this game looks in 1440p 30 frames per second with everything turned on. It's a next gen experience, that's for sure. So now we've done a lot of driving here. I think it's about time we get into some shooting. So I'm gonna get off the bike here, and obviously we're gonna jump back into first person. Now, I had no real expectations going into the game when it comes to, you know, what stats I was gonna upgrade, what weapons I was gonna use. I was just gonna kind of let the game come to me, and I think I ended up finding something I really love, and it's this handgun. I found this handgun at some point earlier in the game, and I really love how the handgun feels in this game. It is just really cool, and it's just really satisfying. You're going to see in a second when I try to take some guys down here. I ended up falling in love with the handgun, so here's my stats right now. I ended up focusing on body and reflexes, and as you can see, my handguns are super leveled up because I find it so fun, and just all these perks just seemed extremely attractive to me, you know? Like, reduces reload time, and I'm maxed out on that one. 50% more damage, reduces pistol and revolver recoil. So all these perks are making the gun just feel better and better and better. And I tried this for my, you know, assault rifles and shotguns and all that, and just in the end, the handgun just felt the most attractive to me. So I'm going to give you a taste of what it's like. Ah. All right. So, as you can see, this handgun does this little burst when you charge it up. But yeah, I find that endlessly satisfying. Plus, just how quick it feels. About the combat in general, I thought at the very beginning of the game, and I knew this was going to happen just reading some of the feedback and stuff. Like, oh, gotta take my puffer. People were complaining about, oh, the combat doesn't feel good, it feels floaty, it feels bad, whatever. And within, like, I'd say an hour of playing the game and doing the first couple of upgrades and finding a little bit, you know, better weapons. Okay, so this is our reward. Ooh, some cyberware. Nice. Within a couple of hours of the game and upgrading your stuff and upgrading your stats and just getting used to the controls in general, even at 30 frames per second, I was feeling pretty good with the combat, and now I'm super used to it. Like, it feels good, you know? Everything feels good, even at 30 frames per second. So I have no issue with the combat. I have no issue with the driving. I think the game controls really well. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about, like, jank and stuff. And I think a lot of them are playing on console, or they're trying to play at 60 frames per second. I've also played about 5 or 6 hours into the Xbox Series X version of the game, and I've personally never ran into too many issues. However, I have been playing on performance mode, so I've just, again, for my first playthrough, I just wanted to go for 30 frames per second, and it's been going pretty well for me, and I experienced 0 glitches in the Xbox Series X version. And here on PC, I've also experienced basically nothing, like no jank, no glitchiness at all. So either I'm super lucky, or I wonder if the reason behind all of this jank is that people are playing at 60 FPS and the game just is struggling under those circumstances. Like, I don't know, that's just my speculation. But the fact that I've never had any issues so far in my 15 plus hours with the game, I just find that really interesting. Hopefully, given, you know, this game is obviously super demanding, I'm not denying that, perhaps CD Projekt Red is working on some patches, especially for maybe, you know, base Xbox One and PS4, that could help the performance out there. I know they definitely released a lot of patches for Witcher 3 to help get, you know, the controls and performance and just overall jank, like, kind of fixed over time. So hopefully they'll do the same with Cyberpunk, but man, I'm seriously just loving this. If GTA 6 looks anything like this, boy, am I going to be happy. And the scary thing is, we all know GTA 6 is going to look better than this. That's just a fact. That game is going to be built from the ground up for next-gen consoles. This started as what is now last-gen, right? It's a last-gen game. So, one more thing here before we wrap up this quick little video. I just wanted to show you all. Obviously, we were enjoying, you know, the third-person footage, or the third-person camera as we're on the bike there, and that's how we kind of get to enjoy our character in third person. But check this out. If I click both of the sticks, I'm playing on an Xbox One controller here. If I click both of the analog sticks in, we go into photo mode. And if we simply turn off depth of field, move the camera a little like this, and turn off that HUD, boom. Suddenly, we have a little taste of what this game would probably look like in third person. And the truth is, after playing about 15 hours or so, this game could easily have a third person mode. There is nothing stopping it. I'm sure it's easier to land headshots and everything in first person compared to third, but I really think if they wanted to, they could have implemented a third person mode. We already see our character so much. You hit photo mode, you're seeing your character. You could look in the mirror. You could ride a bike, as we just saw. I think they're going to put a third person mode in sometime down the line. I think it's just from everything I've played, it's just not super essential to be playing at first person. I mean, let's get a shot of me maybe aiming and oh, he's not aiming. Okay, I think we could change the pose, which is really cool. Action, idle. Oh. I'll see, like, you could even change the gun in. There you go. Let's see. Sniper. Oh. V shot first. Oh, Star Wars reference. I like it. Down with cyber yoga. Hold my beer. Oh boy. What is happening? Okay, where's the gun? We had a gun one. This one. Okay, that works. Right? Turn off depth of field. And there we go. Third person mode. It is not, there's nothing about this game that needs to be first person. There's cutscenes. I understand that, like, the quote unquote cutscenes that are all, you know, from V's first person. You could just zoom the camera back into first person for those. I don't think it's that difficult, you know? But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I really wanted to just show a quick little, you know, video showing off all the ray tracing and really this game running at its, what I consider its full potential. I mean, yes, it's not 4K. I could get it with DLSS if I wanted to, but again, I've said this in prior videos, DLSS bugs me. I see, like, artifacting and stuff, and I know a lot of people don't have a choice, because if you want to get it running with ray tracing on at an acceptable frame rate at any resolution, you're going to need the help of DLSS, and that's fine. I don't think it looks bad by any means, but it is distracting, for me at least. I see the kind of, you know, the magic fall apart in front of my eyes, and I'd rather not be distracted with that. So I just said, screw it, turn it off, go down to 1440p, and it is great. So I'm probably going to throw in some other footage of me riding around in the daytime. Just some more sexy Night City B-roll footage just for you all to enjoy. But I don't think it gets too much better than riding around the Cyberpunk dystopian universe at night with the rain, the glorious wet cement reflecting every possible light under the sun. Or not. Neon lights at night. Whatever. But yeah. TLDR. This game looks really, really, really good. Really good. And I encourage you all to try and play it with ray tracing on. Even if you have to go to 30 FPS. I think it's just... Look at this, man. Oh. It's just so nice. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this quick little nothing video. Just really showing off some Cyberpunk, you know, visuals. And I'm going to try to finish the game now. I think I'm about halfway through, maybe. And when I'm done, I'm going to get to work on those guide videos and just a bunch more stuff, because I am loving the game so far. Looks great, plays great. The story is interesting to me. Keanu's cool. Having a lot of fun. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll be back soon with a lot more videos in the coming days. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already for more ray-traced Night City goodness like this. And, yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and take care.